Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to our weekly review programme with manager Paul McNally here on PF TV. Welcome, Paul. Thanks for joining us.
Ciao, Paul. Thanks.
Thanks. Be busy today, Friday?
Yeah, been busy with the kids and that, and the wife and that. Every day seems the same, doesn't over Christmas. They all just roll into one. So, like I say, done a little bit with the kids today and that, and the missus, and waiting for this.
Waiting for this, couldn't wait.
And the match tonight, isn't in the Reds?
The match tonight, yeah. So finally, after about a year, we've got something to review again. So let's get into it. Let's review that Runcorn Linnets game. 3 weeks, yeah. Let's review the Runcorn Linnets game, Paul. Well, give us your thoughts on that. Obviously, you give an interview after the match. We know that, and we get that out here. But then you know, there's a week or a couple of days or whatever it is to like calm down and really digest it. Jason's video comes along and we can watch 90 minutes again and all the rest of it. Go on.
The reflection on it was, I think we were fully deserved the win. It was probably only the first 35 minutes that they were on top all over us, to be fair. No one has argued if they were a goal up at that time, but I thought we hung in. We were resolute. We were defending as a team. We were quite organised in how we defend. We did ride our luck, which you need sometimes when you go to these venues. And then from about the 35th minute onwards, I'd say, I thought we started to try and get a little bit of a stranglehold in the game. We were controlling a little bit. And then after half time, I thought we were the better team. Even their manager said that as well. We were the better team. We looked like we had more about us. We had more of an idea. And all right, the goals were scruffy, but I'm not bothered as long as they go in. I don't care how they go in as long as they go in. And we ended up winning. And 2-0 probably flattered them in the end. It could have been 3 or 4 if Tabs hadn't have made some great Walesy saves for them. And I say that the second half, I can't really name it. About 2 chances they've had, probably that. But besides that, I thought we were well worth the value of the win. And to go there, it's not an easy place, as you know. It's 18 months they haven't been before. So
18 months?
18 months. That was the statistic I heard after the game by their staff. They haven't been beaten there for 18 months. So it tells you how well we've done as a group, doesn't it? And as a club on that day.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that. I think 18 games is what I heard, because they lost in the playoff final to Marine there, so they'd definitely been right there last season. But you know, that's by the by. The bottom line is they were unbeaten there this season.
Yeah.
They were on an 18-game overall unbeaten run, definitely. And we spoke, funnily enough, you and I spoke last week, and we're giving little winks to each other and all that, because that was the plan, wasn't it? We were going to frustrate them for as long as we could and stay in the game and scrap the battle. And like you say, we've got to do that, and we did it. And then the game sort of came to us, didn't it? And you know,
the talent that we had on the pitch anyway, by no means did we go there to put a defensive performance, and we didn't go there to go for a 0-0. When you've got Danny Mitchell, Kevin Ellis and Jack Hazlehurst, John McGrath on the pitch, there's a front four as good as anywhere in the league. So that's quite attacking. So them front four were playing. So you can't say we were going there to just go 4-5-1s or 6 at the back, 7s at the back and just frustrate the life out. We didn't at all. We went there to be resolute, to be organised, but also to try and counter-attack and score what we could, do you know what I mean, on the break, and it worked. And on another day, it might not have worked, and it hasn't in some times this season, but that day it did work, and we were full value for the win, and hopefully it can be a springboard.
Well, that's the big hope, isn't it? We've got a big January coming up, of course, but I mean, every game's important. I mean, we're only looking at one game at a time, but what struck me in the performance, as you say, from about 35 minutes, our footballers, if you like, if we can call them that, instead of trying to knock the ball around in like our part of the middle third, everyone was moved up by this point, and we're knocking the ball around in their final third. And in those last 10 minutes of the first half, we didn't create a terrible amount, did we? Berkey had one great little move, and Berkey had a shot that went over the bar, but we did get about 3 or 4 corners on the bounce from memory, and we're playing it around and probing. And that really set us up in good stead. But I mean, I heard you say in your interview after the game, Paul, that there was a little tactical change in there. So just tell me what you did which changed it on about
so from the start of the game, obviously Kevin's got the number 11 on, but he played as a number 10. He was playing as a second striker as such. More to nullify their midfielders and sort of give us an attacking threat going forward. I put Jack Hazelhurst on the left, John McGrath on the right. Basically to isolate their fullbacks. It wasn't working as such, do you know what I mean? It's not because they were playing good or bad, do you know what I mean? It's just Shorty was getting out on the left-hand side for them. He's one of their main influential players. He's getting on the ball. So my first move was to move John McGrath to the left, Jack to the right, and still keep Kevin there. It worked to a point. We were still getting a little bit, and then my next move was to move Kevin to the right and put Jack in the centre. From that point onwards, once Jack went into the 10, he wasn't really going beyond Mitch as I wanted in the first place. It was more that he got a little bit of a foothold on the game, started getting on the ball, which Kevin or John wouldn't have done in that certain area. And then Kevin started occupying Shorty, so Shorty wasn't getting out. And then we stopped that supply there. Then we started getting footholds in the game. And then John McGrath started becoming more influential as the game was wearing on. And he put a magnificent shift in, didn't he? So, and also, one of the probably ones who hasn't got mentioned too much, Danny Mitchley. I thought the second half, he was putting his body on the line. The ball was coming to him. He was holding the ball up, but he was trying to. If it was neck height, if it was head height, he was trying to do what he could.
Yeah, no, he did.
Ultimately, that lone striker role is lonely, and he was working his bums off. But that's not to take anything away from the rest of the team. I thought the rest of the team, I couldn't name anyone who played bad for me. So it's credit to them. Even the lads who've come off the bench, it was a proper squad performance. So
it was very good. I mean, Danny, he got no protection off the referee as well. There's a couple of things in the second half where centre halves come right over him, took him out. Hasn't won the ball. The ball's gone along. That got past. Danny's trying to hold it up. Fellas drags him down right in front of us. Nothing given. But I think something else that stood out for me anyway was the physicality of our team, which was great to see. Pete Wiley set the tone for that in the first half. You know, a borderline tackle in the first half, but you know, it was a booking, fair enough. But he was determined that Dapo was not going to get in the game if he could possibly help. I thought Wiley stood out for that, and then started the second half right on the borderline, winning the ball 100%. By the way, was Liam Howard.
He did as
well.
Yeah, he did win the ball.
Totally, not even close. Did he to win?
No. He had the ball. He probably could have stayed on his feet to do the tackle, but he's won the ball. But look, it is what it is. It wasn't a sending off. They know it wasn't a sending off. The tackle that their player made, I think that's probably born out of frustration. Kevin would probably say different. The video says a lot different. It does look really bad on it. But I don't know the lad personally, but I know that they're not a nasty team, and I know they won't have gone out to do that. I think it was more frustration with the performance of themselves and how well we were doing. So going back to the physicality, what you've just said, that's something that's been levelled at us as a club and a team, isn't it? Since the start of it, though, that we're weak mentally and we're weak physically, and that's something that we've been looking to change. And I thought as you've just said, that's the best compliment we could have had. We worked harder, we were physically strong, we stood up to it, and then when we did have the ball, we used it very well. So any team that gives you them qualities, that's a good performance, win or lose, you know what I mean? So on the day we've won, on another day we might not have, but it'd still have been a great workmanlike performance. So Workington away, we give exactly a similar type of performance, probably without the ball less. They don't give you the ball because it's 99% possession for them. But we give a similar performance and we didn't get our just reward. So we did.
We got a draw. Yeah. You know, we didn't lose. That was a good.
No, we didn't lose. We didn't lose, but we possibly could have snatched the win.
Yeah.
And the other day we did. So And there's probably been other performances this season where we've deserved to get something from it and we've lost or we've drew. So it swings and roundabouts. And they'll be all right, Runcorn Linnets. They'll be up there near the end of the season. And on that performance alone from us, the future's good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you touched there, we rolled our luck a little bit, and I'm made up we did. I don't take it as like any kind of negativity or, you know, a criticism or whatever. You need a bit of luck. And they had a disallowed goal, which looked offside. We were over that side. He looked offside. They had a great chance not long after it, which a couple of
it was the sun.
Well, a couple of our media guys are saying Ben saves that. So I meant to.
I thought you were on about Jamie Rainford's header, where he's gone to the header. I heard him say something about the sun.
The sun. No,
yeah,
I think it's it might have been Brook where it's from a throw in and it comes to him in the box and he's on his own bang and they say Barnes saves it.
I've seen the video again. Look, I thought it's a goal when I seen it in the game. He spun him. I seen the movements happening and I was trying to tell our defenders, and it was just good centre forward play. Just a throw in, a flick off, and his movements had spun already, and then he's just put it over the bar. I think it might have just sat up as he's hit it, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then last kick of the first half is a corner. I think it's Brook or Rainford again, like a high overhead kick. Possibly a penalty, but it's so fast, it hits and bang, and then but Simo's on the line as well to clear it. So you know, luck. I'll take that all day long. We deserve some luck finally. And
on the same point though, for all of their chances in that first half, we've had just as many in the second half. So they've rolled their luck as in a 2-0 scoreline. It could have been 3 or 4 if it wasn't for Tabs. So you could say fully deserved it. It wasn't a fluke. It was a good resolute performance, and if you're playing in the Premier League and or a European team and you go away, that was a European performance. As they said, perfect. Clean sheets and we scored.
Yeah, great stuff. Goals change games, as we've spoke about in the past, and getting the first goal at this level improves your chances from what you start with.
Points. We go for wins.
I just spoke with the teacher and the first team manager.
We start from zeros, don't we? And we always go for the point.
You start with 33% chance of any.
Oh, sorry, you're going with the stats. I'm just going with.
No,
we start with a clean sheet and we look to win.
Fair enough, but your percentages are 33% win, lose, draw. Slightly affected by being home and away as well. But for teams who get the first goal in this division, you go from 33% to 60%.
That's right. Sorry, that was from your other interview the other week, wasn't it?
And we made that pay. You know, we got the first goal. They didn't get the first goal. We got it. We got to 60% chance of winning, and then we drove that to 100%, which I was absolutely delighted with. And I know everyone who was present, and even those who weren't present for the game, are absolutely made up with Paul. So absolutely well played to you and all the lads who delivered such a great performance.
Thanks, and it's credit to the lads that he carries out the master plan with. Same master plan. We've had 3 weeks of inactivity, haven't we? So to give that performance shows a lot that the lads are working hard and that's trying. So that was positive.
Yeah, you know, it wasn't how we wanted it to be in terms of training. He did look physically stronger, I have to say. He looked like he'd been on the weights 8 times a week.
We have been to the gym a few times, like so over the Christmas period. He had been there, so look, the CrossFit for L9, it had been working for us. So take our hats off to Tony and Leanne there. They've got them fitter. So like I say, it was just the first 35 minutes. They looked like they couldn't strap a bag of cement. So it was bouncing off them. But that's inactivity. Yeah, that is any team at any level. If they haven't had that many games, they'd struggle, wouldn't they?
Yeah, of course. So, great, brilliant. 2 wins on the bounce. Could have been more other than those couple of postponements. But just to say, coming soon on PFTV, probably next week, we're going to start doing player interviews, player profiles. And I've been talking to Kev Ellison today at length. And we've got a very long interview coming with Kev next week on PFTV. But let's talk a little bit about Kev from yourself, from your own perspective, in terms of what he's done or what he's brought to the club since he's been here, Paul?
What he's brought, I think, look, the fans love him, don't they? I think anywhere he goes in football, he's loved, do you know what I mean? Or he's a pantomime villain when he was in the professional game, wasn't he? They either love him or they hate him. But what you see is what you get with him. He's a good, honest lad. He's professional in his approach. And he's brought that to the club as well, to the lads, and that he brought the professionalism and the will to win. Do you know what I mean? He's always at training, one of the first, he's one of the last to leave. He always
He's
gives us
always the last to leave because that's a superstition. He's just said that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Even he always goes out to change rooms before every game. He's always the last. He always makes sure he goes hiding in the toilets or something and waits till everyone's gone. But that's his superstition. And look, he's the best credit I can give to him is he's still playing football at 43 years of age. Incredible. I'm 44, and he's still super fit. Look at him. He's still playing and playing pivotal roles even at this level. Do you know what I mean? So. People can only admire that, do you know what I mean? That's the biggest credit I can give to him. He looks after his body, he prepares himself. He knows if he can do something right or he can do it, he prepares everything. And that's meticulous, and that's the professionalism that he's had for 20 odd years as a professional. So fair play to him. And while he's here at the club, that's an asset to us, do you know what I mean? He's an asset.
Hang on, what do you mean while he's here?
No, I don't mean like while he's here. Like obviously he wants to play as long as he can, and that's football, do you know what I mean? But Father Time catch up with everyone, doesn't it, do you know what I mean? But while he's still in this nick, I still think he's got a couple of years still, and as crazy as that may sound, do you know what I mean? The other day, he was one of the fittest players on the pitch. He's played his part, and he scored the first goal, he's played his part in the second goal. So, yeah, as long as he's still doing that.
Yeah, which actually takes us back to the Ramsbottom game as well, because 2 goals in injury time. He makes one lung-busting run to get an assist for the first goal. He's there in the right position to get the flick on for the winning goal.
The Luis Suarez flick.
Yeah, and then on, I was going to say Saturday then, but whatever day it was, when at Runcorn, he's still running past people, coming up, you know, approaching the 90th minute, isn't he? And he's there to put the flick on. He gets the goal. He flicks on for John McGrath to do a great shot. He gets an assist, putting Mitchley through for the second goal. So it's not like we're getting an hour out of him or half a game or anything like that. We're actually getting full 90 minutes, and he's still going and going at the end.
People expect him to score 30, 40 goals at this level, and look, that's not going to happen. It's what he brings to the club, though, and what he brings to the team. As you've just said, there's 4 assists nearly, or 3 assists, is it? He's just laid on, but no one will see that. They'll just see, oh, he hasn't scored. But then he has scored the other day. Yeah. So he's not going to be a prolific goal scorer, as I say, but he's got to bring other qualities to the team. Just like Danny Mitchell, he's not going to be a prolific goal scorer, but they'll bring other qualities. And as long as everyone around the team's chipping in, that's how it's got to be. Because if you've just got someone who scores 20 goals, but the rest don't score, there's no point in that, is there? Do you know what I mean? Although
easy to stop.
Yeah, one-man team, but as I say, he's coming up with the assists, he's coming up with the fitness side, which the fitness side's never ends out with him, do you know what I mean? And it's only taken him a little bit of time, do you know what I mean? We've had to manage him as in, like, when there's 3 games a week, do you know what I mean? You can't, it's not physically possible to play him 3 times, 90 minutes in every week, but we're managing that, and we're looking at it, and he's a massive part of the club and a massive part of our team.
Good. As I said, a wide ranging interview coming up with Kev on PF TV next week. So hopefully people will tune into that and subscribe to the channel.
That'll be a good one, won't it?
Listen, it was funny. I was asking them questions without knowing the answers, and the answers, some of them I was like, oh no. But people have enjoyed that, definitely. Talking about fitness and whatever, give us an injury update, Paul, ahead of the Bootle game, please.
Off the top of my head, we haven't really got anyone struggling. Berkey was struggling with his calf yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday we trained, wasn't it? Yeah. He struggles with it yesterday. John McGrath was struggling with a little bit of flu from the game the other night. He's been dosed up on night nurse since then. Max trained. Carl Clare was working when we trained, because we trained in the morning, didn't we? So, but no, there doesn't seem to be anyone struggling massively. But I said that before the last game, and then Carl Clare went down with the sickness. So, didn't he?
Touch wood situation at this
touch wood. At this moment, we seem to have everyone fit and healthy-ish. Because
Good.
kind of everyone's raring to go and everyone's happy. Do you know what I mean? That's the main thing.
Yeah, jolly good. So, then the game, preview Bootle. So as you're talking and starting to talk, I'll get my stats up. I love my stats. So,
right, preview it. Well, where do you preview that game? It's probably the biggest game locally, isn't it? In the fixture at this minute. Don't think there's a bigger derby that I've been involved in or around football around here locally, is this. So I've bigged it up that side. All I want is 3 points from it, regardless
all
of
you
it.
want is 3 points.
That's all I want. And look, I know they'll be up for it. They'll be up for it 125%, maybe more. They'll run through brick walls. But I want us to run through brick walls, and I think we will. Yeah. I'm not saying we're going to go there and it's our own game. I'm not saying we're going to turn them over, whatever, but we've got a plan. They'll have a plan. It should be a good, exciting game. We'll shake hands at the end, and 3 points will be ours, hopefully.
Yeah, that'll be great. That would be lovely. We are 15th in the home league table. Let me just see where Bootle are. Sorry, that's me door going. Sorry. Away, Bootle at 12th. So we're 15th in the home league table, Bootle at 12th. So much of a muchness, possibly. Let's have a look at the form table. Form guide, while we're here.
I think they're above us, aren't they?
Yeah, Bootle are 4th in the form guide. 13 points. 13 points from the last 6 games, which is good. Obviously, so 13 from the last 6, and we've got 8 from the last 6. But we had a particularly sort of bad in November and December, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're above us in the form table. They're above us in the league. They're above us in the away / home. So it's all on us to go out and do it. But we're feeling confident, aren't we?
Listen, we're always confident whatever game we go into. Obviously, the form goes out the window, doesn't it? So I mean, regardless, as I said before, the Runcorn game, it's a derby. There's a local pride at stake. There's a Scousers pride, as they say, local bragging rights, isn't he? And they've turned us over once before this season, and they'll be open to do the double. But from my point of view, I'll be open that we can turn them over at our place. So I mean, it's 2 new managers in. Do you know what I mean? And
that's true,
So that's all we want. Do you know what I mean? If we put the effort in and we give our all, and derbies can be scruffy, can't they? They can both cancel each other out, and it can be a dull affair. But I'm hoping that it's a good game. From the neutrals' point of view, it's a good game, and we come away with the points. That's it.
Yeah. The head-to-head was in last season. We were at home at Ellesmere Port there. We beat them 2-1. They scored first. We come back and won 2-1. Then the return game back at Bootle, we were 1-0 up in the 80th minute, and somehow ended up losing 3-1, which was a result which really did stick in the craw, as it were. We just threw that one away. That was unbelievable. And then at the start of the season, Ello was the manager for us. I think actually it was McNulty's first game as manager for them, or whether he was there, but he wasn't the manager or whatever. We were a goal up again at just before half time. John McGrath tapped one in, and we were a goal up, more than matching them. And then again, they came out. They were attacking the Dodge Cop end, which is a big end for them. They're all their supporters with the big flag and everything down there. And they got two back and won that game 2-1, although we missed an unbelievable chance to equalise quite late on. So they will be fancying it, no doubt. We've been possibly a bit weak in both of those games. We should have got something out of both of those games. There's very rarely draws in these matches. One team normally does the other, Paul. So
hopefully it's us.
Just hopefully it's us. There's no touch wood. I'm sure you've got a plan in place.
We have. Look, I know the threats of them. They know the threats of us. They've had us watched. We've had them watched. We know the score. We don't really need to do a lot of homework on each other, do we? Because the local scene, we're basically in each other's pockets, aren't we? We've got a lot of respect for them. They'll have the respect for us, the same respect. But at the same time, once we cross that line and 90 minutes starts, we're going for all out for the win. There's no friends in football in this, do you know what I mean? We go for the win. Yeah. But at the same time, we want a nice atmosphere. We want a good atmosphere. We want to be backed. And I do feel that we can beat them, do you know what I mean? They'll feel the same about us, do you know what I mean? he'll be looking at areas where he thinks he can tear us apart, and I'm looking at areas where I think we can get at them and tear them apart.
Yeah.
So it could be a very good game. Looking at that, but I'll take a 1-0 win.
But who gives a shit at the end of the game whether it's a really good game? It's only get our results.
I'll prefer a 1-0 win and 3 points. That's it. That'll be a great performance then. But as long as we get the 3 points, that's all that matters for me.
Spot on. Right, all right, Paul. Thanks very much for joining us again. It's short and sweet, these ones, which suits everybody, including the watchers. So if you are watching this tonight on Friday, will you please subscribe to the Perth TV channel, please? We need to get our subscribers up for a very good reason, which won't bore you with. But we get more subscribers, the easier it gets on YouTube. So, Paul, thanks very much for that. Hope you enjoy your Friday night. Do you have a Chinese or anything on Friday?
Not tonight because it's New Year. We're going for a meal tomorrow night. We're going to Bar 14. Basically the tower view, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Looks
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, in Bootle, we're going there. So we're going to have a meal, family meal and that, and then quiet night and then prep for Monday, isn't it? I keep saying Saturday in my head. I keep thinking it's Saturday, but
yeah, the days are all over the place, aren't they? But when prepare for the next game. Right. Thanks very much for joining us, Paul. All the best for the new year.
All the best and all the best for the Perth. Thank you.
See you, mate.
Thanks to that. What's it saying? Oh yeah, there we go.